Is a 3-day cruise on Utopia of the Seas actually enough time to enjoy a ship this big? After this trip, I've got my answer. And starting right now, I'll show you exactly what it's like to sail on this mega cruise ship and include all the stops in between. Good morning. Today I'm on the road to Port Canaveral, just about an hour from my home in Orlando. It's a quick father-son trip that we booked last minute. As we pull into port, the skyline of cruise ships starts to appear in the distance, and then she comes into view, Utopia of the Seas. Even from the parking area, she doesn't feel like a ship so much as a floating city. Clean lines, massive scale, almost unreal proportions. We drop our bags at the parking garage, which is much easier than bringing them along with us. And if you're new to cruising, don't bring your luggage on board. Drop it off and have it delivered to your room later. Inside looks busy, but despite the crowds, everything flows. Today, we have express check-in, which is a nice perk, but even the general check-in area seems to be running efficiently. Nobody does this better than Royal Caribbean, and they really shine here. After a quick check of our documents, we're ready to board the ship. Then comes the part that always makes it official, walking up the gangway. There's a subtle shift in atmosphere. You're no longer on land, you're in transition. Vacation has officially started. Without luggage to worry about, we can just walk onto the ship with ease. We head straight to our muster station. I've already completed the safety briefing online at home, so this is effortless.
A water-activated light. Life jacket instructions are also on the back of your stateroom door and in our app.
Now, before anything else, there's one tradition that never changes: Windjammer. And for my obligatory Embarkation Day lunch, I go straight for the butter chicken and rice. It's become a kind of anchor point for every cruise that I take now. And it delivers exactly what I want it to: warm curry, rich flavor, and tender chicken. Martin goes for a burger, which on Royal Caribbean ships is almost always a safe bet. Simple, well executed, and much better than you'd expect. After eating, we make our way toward our stateroom. This time, we're trying something different: an interior cabin with a virtual balcony. And I'll admit, I wasn't sure about it. But the moment we step inside, the space feels bigger than expected. The virtual window stretches across the wall, showing a live feed of the outside world. Waves, sky, movement, it changes depending on where the ship is. It doesn't replace a balcony, but it does something interesting. It makes the room feel connected to the outside world in a way that standard interiors don't. But for now, we head to Social 100, the teen club on board. They're having an open house, so we go check it out. There are daily and nightly activities led by counselors, or teens can just do their own thing here, like play video games and listen to music if they just need to chill for a while. It's a club just for kids ages 13 to 17. I have a video on Utopia of the Seas for kids, and there's a link to it in the show notes. Soon enough, the announcement comes. It's time for a sail away. Martin stays at Social 100. I head to the Stateroom to watch as the ship begins its movement through Port Canaveral. And this is one of those moments that never gets old, no matter how many times you've seen it. The gentle pull away from land, the increasing distance, the realization that everything from the outside world is now behind you. We're officially underway. After sail away, I decide to make a quick stop in the casino, and almost immediately I hit a solid win right out of the gate. Winning right away is bittersweet. On one hand, I won and should probably take it and run, but on the other hand, I was looking forward to playing here this weekend, so we'll see. Back in the room to freshen up for the evening, I notice everything has been taken care of. The beds are split, luggage is arriving, the space already feels like it's adapting to us. So now we continue exploring the ship. Central Park is the first stop. And the moment we step in, the atmosphere changes completely. The sound of live jazz music drifts through the greenery, trees, walkways, open-air balconies above. It doesn't even feel like a cruise ship anymore. It feels like a hidden city park suspended in the middle of the ocean. People are scattered across benches and walkways, some reading, some just sitting, some walking without a destination. It's one of those spaces that naturally tells you to stop rushing. We explore the specialty dining venues here. Many of them are located right here in Central Park. From there, we head toward the boardwalk just in time for sunset. And this is where cruising always delivers a moment that's hard to replicate anywhere else. The sky begins to shift color, warm tones reflect off the water, and out in the distance, ships begin to appear. The Disney Wish slides into view and keeps pace with us. The Carnival Glory is off on our starboard side. 3 ships, same ocean, completely different worlds on board each one. Dinner tonight is something I've been really looking forward to. We've booked the Royal Railway, and booking in advance saves money over the last-minute price, if it's even available. This isn't just a restaurant, it's an experience built around real train motion, storytelling, and immersion. From the moment we sit down, we forget that we're on a cruise ship. The menu is playful. I start with something called fart beans, which immediately breaks the ice at the table. It's humorous, unexpected, and pretty good. For the main course, I go with the braised short rib and mashed potatoes. Rich and tender, perhaps a little too rich. But what makes this experience stand out isn't just the food, it's everything happening around it. The entire space simulates a moving train experience, subtle haptics, shifting visuals outside the windows, sound effects that make it feel like you're actually traveling through different landscapes. And then suddenly, a staged train robbery unfolds. It's theatrical, slightly exaggerated, but intentionally so. And it feels like a mix between dinner, theater, and a theme park attraction. Kids in particular will love it. For dessert, we're served a chocolate cigar, but honestly, after eating barbecue beans, a braised short rib, and a rich reduction sauce, adding coffee and chocolate seems like a recipe for a stomachache, so we actually pass on dessert. After dinner, we check out the ship at night. It's a whole new experience then during the day. And we find ourselves in the Pesky Parrot. It's a vibrant Caribbean-themed tiki bar on Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas, located on Deck 5 along the Royal Promenade. It has a great theme here, and it's just about to become the hot spot for the evening. We take a stroll through Central Park, which is completely different at night with the gardens lit up. I have to keep reminding myself that this is a cruise ship and we're in the middle of the ocean. Then we head back to the stateroom, put something on in the background, and let the night wind down naturally. It's been a full day. Tomorrow we will wake up in Nassau, Bahamas. But for now, it's lights out. Good morning, I'm up early, and if you've watched my other cruise videos, you know this is my favorite time of day. No immediate plans, no urgency, just soft light creeping across the ocean. The ship feels different in the morning, calmer, more open. I have it all to myself at this moment as most people are sleeping in, and we're arriving in Nassau. I grab coffee and head to the solarium to watch the arrival. The adults-only space is quiet, warm, almost spa-like in the early hours. It's one of the best places on board to just sit and think without interruption. As we approach port, other ships begin to line the horizon. Eventually, Martin wakes up, and after last night's very rich dinner, we skip the breakfast buffet and go light, Central Park Cafe. Coffee, oatmeal with a little brown sugar, It's a slow start because we have quite the day lined up here in Nassau. We clear security and step off the ship, and Nassau immediately feels alive. There are 4 cruise ships in port today. The Disney Wish and the Disney Fantasy are among them. The port of Nassau is crowded, energetic, a mix of organized chaos and island rhythm. We are going to take a walk through Nassau on a self-guided tour today. I have a video on how to do this free walking tour in Nassau that includes a couple of very important tips. I'll add the link in the show notes below. Our main stop is the Queen's Staircase. The walk isn't bad at all. It's about a mile or so. Hand-carved directly into solid limestone, it's impressive here, considering it was built by hand hundreds of years ago. We climb it slowly, then walk back down, just to say we climbed the stairs. A short walk away is Fort Finn Castle. From there, we continue through the Bay Street souvenir shops and pass through the Nassau Straw Market. I've been here countless times, but it's always fun to explore. Eventually, we head to the water taxis and make our way towards Royal Beach Club, Nassau. This is the first time I've been here, as this venue only opened a few months ago, and the transformation is unbelievable. What used to be a worn-down land has been completely rebuilt into something modern, clean, and something of an island paradise. Two options for admission here, one with a drink package and one without. So the drink package from the ship doesn't work here on Royal Beach Club. For me, I go with a fried fish sandwich, chicken tenders for Martin. Both are done well. Nothing complicated, but it works. From there, we explore. The first part feels like relaxation, quiet beaches, an infinity pool, and calm ocean waves. Further down, we reach Party Cove, blasting music, high energy, and the Floating Flamingo, which is touted to be the world's largest swim-up bar. I mean, people here are having a blast. I'm definitely not cool enough for this, so Martin and I just continue walking and we find the Family Beach, which also has a large pool and, of course, a beautiful beach. 3 completely different experiences in one space. We stay for hours. It's great to just have this downtime after our trek through Nassau earlier. The water taxi takes us through the harbor, and we pass right by the cruise ships. We're let off by the Straw Market, which we already visited today, but most people haven't been here yet. This is great for people who want to do a little shopping in the port market before returning to the ship. It's clean, it's safe, and the souvenirs are actually pretty nice. There's a large pavilion where you can have your hair braided. This is my wife's go-to spot whenever we come here. But for us, this is a long hike. We're not into shopping now, we just want to get back to the ship. After the 20-minute walk, we clear security and we're back on board. After all that swimming we did, we stopped for a slice of Sorrento's pizza and the Royal Promenade. It's surprisingly good, thin crust, Connecticut-style pizza. I love it. Then a quick shower and rest in the room with the air conditioning set on Siberian winter. But the day isn't over yet. We go to the ultimate abyss in the aft section of the ship. This is a dual racer mat slide, and of course, it's a huge thrill. Martin wins, and every time too. But from there, we explore more of the ship, checking out Giovanni's Italian restaurant, another specialty dining venue. Plus, we grab a few souvenirs for Michelle, who didn't get to come this time, and we head into dinner. Tonight, we're in the main dining room on deck 4. The main dining room on Utopia of the Seas feels grand without being overly formal, with multiple levels, sweeping ocean views, and an atmosphere that balances elegance with the energy of a busy cruise night. Each evening brings a rotating menu of surprisingly high-quality dishes and attentive service. It's an overall experience rather than just a place to eat, and of course it's all included at no charge. Steak for Martin, chicken cordon bleu for me. The chicken is tender, juicy, and Martin's steak is a perfect medium rare. And during dinner, the dining staff breaks into a full celebration. Music, dancing, energy filling the room. It's one of those moments that reminds you how much of cruising is built on people, not just places. After dinner, we have big plans. We go to The Price is Right Live, a show based on the popular TV game show. We play along on our phones, and some lucky people even get to play on stage. They play the original music from the TV show and feature some of the show's most popular games like Plinko and Cliffhanger. There's even a chance for everyone in the audience to win a car. Of course, we don't win. We don't even come close, but it's so much fun. We stop at Cafe Promenade for a coffee and light dessert before heading to the biggest show on board, the Aqua Theater show. High dives, precision stunts, water choreography on a scale you don't expect at sea. We reserved this show the moment we got on board, something many people forget to do. And by the end of it, we are done. But the ship is still going. The bars and lounges are just waking up, live entertainment everywhere you look, and the entertainment goes well into the night. But it's nearly midnight now, and for us, day 2 is officially in the books. I cannot wait to get into bed. Good morning from Perfect Day at CocoCay. The ship arrives slowly. This is Royal Caribbean's very own island in the Bahamas. And just like Utopia of the Seas, we're in no rush. By the time we get off the ship, it's already noon. We split the day between island and ship. A beach walk, a swim in the massive lagoon pool, and of course lunch on the island. For me, it's barbecue chicken, corn, watermelon, followed by my own invention, an ice cream cookie sundae. Eventually, we walk back to the ship. Oasis of the Seas has joined us here, all the way from New Jersey. And it's an amazing sight to see 2 mega ships in port together. But somehow, the island doesn't feel too crowded. After a rest in the room, we go full energy again. Everyone is off the ship, so we have it all to ourselves. And we spend about an hour on the pool deck. The pool isn't crowded at all, and lines for the water slides are not existent right now. Laser tag is my favorite onboard activity with Royal Caribbean, and with so few people on board, we get to play it a few times. It's located in Studio B, and it helps if you make a reservation in advance. It usually becomes available on day 1 as soon as you get on board. Martin and I are on the same team and dart around like Navy SEALs. This is fun for little kids and adults alike. Then, off to the zip line, not for the faint of heart. We cross over the boardwalk, 10 decks below. It's a short ride, but packs a big thrill. Don't forget to look down when you're flying. It's just incredible. And don't forget to make a reservation for this on day 1 as well, as it's a long line if you have to go standby. Next, we're headed back to the boardwalk, and the best way to get there from here is to take the Ultimate Abyss slide again. So, we land at Playmakers on deck 6, just in time for an Orlando Magic game with some fellow Floridians. And for a while, everything slows down again. Martin and I play a few games of pool. We sample a few sausages from the doghouse just outside. Another one of those unnecessary but just because it's there type of snack. The brats and Sicilian pork sausage are winners. Being in here is unexpected, and it's quickly becoming one of the best moments we've had so far. It's important to let these unexpected vacation moments happen, especially when everything seems to be scheduled and you're just going from one activity to the next. And with that, Utopia of the Seas departs. CocoCay and Oasis of the Seas disappear behind us, and we sail on into the night. But now the final night just begins. We rock climb, we zipline again, we walk the ship one more time. We grab a couple of shirts from the sidewalk sale on the promenade, which is a Royal Caribbean tradition on the final night. For dinner, we're in the main dining room again, and I have the spaghetti bolognese, and Martin goes with the steak again. After dinner, I go to the casino one last time, and somehow I end up even. I had a lot of fun, so I call that a win. And that's when it becomes clear. 3 days on Utopia of the Seas? It's not enough to see everything, of course, but it is enough to have fun and really enjoy our time together. And if you're planning a cruise like this or trying to decide if it's worth it, it is. And I've got another video that will help you plan your port day in Nassau, Bahamas, including some important tips you really need to know. It's coming up right now, and I'll see you over there.